Let's see what they do now to respond to that field goal by Texas.
Lindale White is your deep back. Jarrett's down on this side. White has it. Horns jumped on him. About a yard maybe. Eight minutes and 16 seconds, and the clock is ticking along.
How about young Roy Miller getting some playing time, Keith? Another freshman playing at nose tackle, number 75. What a moment for him.
Leinart gets it away. Pass is complete to the fullback Kirkman. There's a penalty flag back at the 10-yard line. Is he roughing the passer? Could very well be. Yep.
Yeah, Leinart giving it right back to Texas. Says, bring it on, boys. And add 15 to the end of that reception by David Kirkman. Huge mistake for Texas.
Looked like Killebrew was the man, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's who Leinart was barking at. Number 40 is Killebrew, and that is a two-step late shot.
Number 40, defense. 15 yards from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Leinart's all right. And the ball goes way up the field. My goodness, it goes all the way to the 31-yard line in Texas.
Balance. That's what that stat shows you. As SC in the second half has been unstoppable. But when you make mistakes like that, you're just aiding the enemy.
Lindale White's in there. He gets it. Up the middle he goes. Well, this trip, that's about the only thing that stopped him from scoring, because there was nobody in front of him. And it's Latouille again opening the door for him.
Latouille is 71 on the pull. Now that's 340 pounds right there. Key block as well by Fred Davis, who's a converted wide receiver playing tight end. There's the deuce.
Ball is at the 23. Second down and 1. Leinart going for it. Jarrett. Touchdown. Two Longhorns hurt on the play. They collided. Wayne Jarrett, 6'5" and made out of old leather and hamstrings. Even though he's young, he takes a whack-it in every ball game he plays, but he delivers.
Talk about delivering. That's the first touchdown pass in this game. We've had 7 rushing touchdowns. Matt Leinart in the second half, 14 of 15 for 182, and that dagger there. We can only hope that Brown is okay.
Michael Griffin's the other one, then.
Yeah, they collided as Jarrett went up in the air high to pull this one in. And it was almost a helmet-to-helmet collision on two horns. So many times over his career, Leinart has thrown this ball high to either Mike Williams or Dwayne Jarrett. Both of them 6'5". You can see the collision there as Jarrett stretches out, breaks the plane, and scores for SC.
It's 37-26, waiting for the point. That was a little high, but the kick is away, and it is good.
USC leads Texas 38-26 with 6:42 to play in the game. Guys, bad news for Texas. The defensive back was just taken to the locker room, Terrell Brown. They immediately immobilized his arm. They're not saying for sure because they want to wait for the x-rays, but guys, it does appear that his arm is broken. He was immediately taken inside, and guys, it really dejected the sideline here. The defensive players are sitting here devastated. Their heads are down. Seems like the air just went out of this sideline when that injury occurred.
Well, to be blunt about it, it did in a sense, and the Brown leaves the game with 10 tackles. So that's a lot. Now let's see what the USC defense can do with Vince Young. They've got a 12-point lead, but that is nowhere near the neighborhood of safe.
Well, he has had success bringing his team from behind, but this is USC. This is the two-time defending national champion with one of the greatest defensive coordinators / head coaches of all time, Pete Carroll.
From the 31-yard line. Quick pop to the sideline. Pass is complete. It's Lima Swede making the catch. That stops your clock. Well, they haven't stopped the clock.
Well, they should. He went out of bounds.
I thought so.
And he went out of bounds trying to go forward. A lot of trouble with the clock tonight, huh?
It's still going. 6:15. And thrown Quan Cosby. He caught it on his knees, but he was open. And Vince Young put it right on his number. 6.
Yeah, the dilemma here is, do you put pressure by adding the blitz to Vince Young and risk him breaking the pocket, making a long run, or do you sit back in zone? Right now they're just sitting back in zone, hoping to take time off the clock.
I think they've got to go after him from somewhere between here and the goal line. He's just shopping.
Now he's afforded the time to shop and find David Thomas one more time. Thomas getting away from Darnell Bing with a real good wheel route right there. Faked going across the field, came back and picked up another Texas first down. 9 catches tonight for David Thomas.
But just that quickly, the ball is all the way down on the Southern California 37-yard line. Here comes a blitz. But they got him moving around a little bit. The ball's thrown high. It's up for grabs. And goes down incomplete. Ryan Ting had a chance to pick it off, but couldn't come up with it. But they made him move around a little bit that time.
That ball should have been intercepted by Ryan Ting. Goes about 5'10". Went way up high in the air to try to pull it in. Decided to just knock it down instead.
2nd down and 10 from the SC 37. When he runs best, he is this direction. And he's close to a first down. Cedric Ellis tripped him.
Such a long stride. He covers so much ground in such a hurry. He gets 8 on that one. It looked like just a stroll around the corner.
3rd and 2. Kevin Thomas checks into the secondary, the extra back. Trojans going after him. Ball is thrown at the first down. David Thomas one more time. That's 10 catches for him. Colin Ashton was there and hit him hard, but he held on.
Having a tight end that's so reliable over the middle just makes a quarterback's life that much easier. And Thomas has done that for Vince Young all year long.
Well, just under 5 minutes to play. A lot of time, and they're down on the SC 23. He's throwing again, throwing quickly. And it goes to Lima Swede.
And now it's a good read by Vince Young, because SC did bring the blitz that time. Had single coverage outside on Lima Swede. Here comes Scott Ware. He's picked up. There's the wide open receiver for about a 6-yard gain.
Kevin Thomas pinned him until help came. 2nd down and 4. He got 6 yards on that little short pass. Young slips a little, coming back. There's daylight. Here he goes. Touchdown.
Tell you, Keith, never seen anybody like him in my life.
No, more than.
You know, there have been great scramblers throughout the history of college football, but this guy's at the top of the list. He almost fell down on that play.
He did.
Then regains his composure, runs right, as you said, the direction he loves to run, and goes in standing up again.
Pino for the point. Kick, good. So it's now kind of cozy. Mac Brown talks about the turning around of Vince Young when he started to really move things for Texas.
And you know, Keith, I can't tell you how many times I've had writers and radio talk show guys ask me about his throwing motion and will he be successful at the next level. I think Mac just answered it. He leads the nation in passing efficiency. He's gained 180 yards rushing tonight, 192 yards rushing against Michigan last year, and we're not done.
We've got 4:03 to play in the game. 38-33, a 5-point lead for Southern California, and they get the ball back. Driving kick taken down at the 5-yard line by Reggie Bush, who's been quiet tonight, and no, just a half a step from blazing a trail to the end zone. Greg Johnson, the kicker, stopped him. Game's on the line right here as Lindale White is back into the ball game. Hard to go down, keeps on fighting with him. And looks like the mark's going to go out to about the 37. Well, that's about 3 yards. It's been a battle. Total combined yards tonight, 1,033. And that was after the defense was very prominent through an entire quarter. 2nd and 7. Little roll out from Matt. Now throws it. Coming back to the ball. They're going to give him the catch.
8th catch of the second half. Remember, we talked about how it was important for them to get their playmakers involved. Well, Dwayne Jarrett is just that. What awareness of where he is on the field, keeping his feet in bounds to haul that one in, and it picks up a huge first down. How about Leinart in the second half? That's why he won the Heisman 2 seasons ago.
1st and 10 now. The ball up on the 47-yard line. Lindale White tried and comes away with 3 on that dive. Tried to get outside, and Drew Kelson kept him from getting away, but had he been able to get to the outside, he'd have done some damage.
Now this is SC football right now, putting the ball in the hands of their big tailback, Lindale White, behind this big offensive line. Each time they snap the ball, time goes off that clock.
Texas with all 3 of their times out remaining. Trojans have 2.5 minutes to play. Trojans lead by 5. Leinart drops it off, and it is incomplete. Thrown short. He was throwing to Brandon Hancock, but he had a Texas man right in his face.
Yeah, it was Drew Kelson, number 4, who came on the blitz, and that ball came up just short. More importantly, the clock stops
at 2:22. Third and 7. They run it with Lindale White. Oh, that's ball come out? No. No, it didn't. They marked him down at the 45.
Came up short of the first down. Now the decision for Carroll. Do I go for it on 4th? Check out the ball here as White spins. Came loose. He did fumble, and it was recovered by Steve Smith. That's the first fumble of the year for Lindale White. About heads up, Steve Smith, a wide receiver in the middle of all those bodies, finds himself with a football right in his hands.
So Texas now with 2:13 to play in the ball game and down by 5. They spend the timeout to save the tie. And Pete Carroll got to make a decision right here on 4th and 2. There have been a lot of great coaches along the way at USC, including this man, Howard Jones, who won 4 national championships. John McKay won 4 national championships, and John Robinson had one in 1978. Pete Carroll, of course, looking for his 3rd tonight. All he's got to do is protect the 5-point lead for 2 minutes and 13 seconds.
But Lindale White's in there. He's the power back.
He gets it.
He didn't get it.
He gets it, meaning he got the ball.
That official right there is marking the ball, and he's marking it short of the first down. Texas football. Twice tonight SC's gone for it on 4th and 1, and twice they've come up short. This is right down the line. Great penetration. Kelson in there, Huff in there, down below. Brian Robinson with the play. Talked about gang tackling a long time ago, Keith. Good example of it right there.
It's about 6 inches, maybe a foot.
Half the stadium's going to go crazy.
The burnt orange side did. So now Texas is going to have the football in the middle of the field, basically. And here comes their man, Vince Young, onto the field. And the Trojan defense is beleaguered at this point. The ball will be snapped at the 44 of Texas. Now what do you do, Dan? You go at him? Go for it?
You put the ball in number 10's hands and let him win the game for you, as he's done so many times.
You can't keep laying back there in the zone, can you? Here comes the blitz. Dumped off. Rucker makes the play on Romance Taylor as he accepted the short, trying to set a screen for him, but number 24, Justin Wyatt, was blitzing the quarterback.
Watch Rucker, number 90 here. 3-man rush here. As he goes to the inside, they add the 2 cornerbacks. What an effort by Rucker on the tackle.
2nd down and 12. They lost 2 yards. They've got some pressure on Young. He bounces the ball in front of the intended receiver. This time it was Brandon Ting.
Well, you asked what they would do, Keith, on defense. SC, Pete Carroll says, I'm going to go after Vince Young. I'm going to bring all different types of blitzes. The first play, both corners came. That time it was the safety, Brandon Ting, with the big pressure.
You got to get in his face. He's too good.
This is the speed that Carroll needed to put on the field. 3 down, 1 linebacker, 7 defensive backs.
Minute and 35 seconds to play. Wyatt's coming again. They pick him up. He throws to the sidelines. The pass is completed, but it is short of the first down. That's Quan Crosby. And what do they say?
A flag comes in, Keith. I think it's going to be a late hit against SC. Texas sideline celebrating.
Wow.
Wow is right. What a huge mistake this is. They get the face mask call. And the question is it 15 or 5?
Well, if it's 5 from where they're standing, it's going to be a first down, isn't it?
During the play, incidental 5-yard face mask to number 20 defense. The 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Yep. Watch Darnell Bing right there with the left hand. That didn't look all that incidental to me. Holy cow.
So the ball goes down to the 46-yard line, where it's a first down for Texas on the Southern California side of the field. You've got 1 minute and 20 seconds to play in a ball game and a 5-point USC lead. Vince Young throws on a slant, ball caught, and that's the ball comes rolling out. No call.
That official there says ball down. That's the call.
Minute now. 1 minute to play.
Bing with the hit. He strips the ball later. Too late.
Yep.
Receiver was down. Carter was down. Clearly.
Texas has 2 times out to play with. USC 1.
But Texas and Mac Brown, they've got to get in the end zone. One missed extra point, 1 missed field goal.
Referee's coming over. Guess they're reviewing it, huh?
I guess so. I'm not sure why. But this is a great benefit. Stops the clock, allows Texas to catch their breath, go over the sidelines for Vince Young so he can talk to Greg Davis in the press box. More time to think about how to move the ball down the field, get it in the end zone. Carter's down there. Now the ball comes loose. This is a waste of time in this review.
Yeah, that's he was well down. Extended body on the ground before they pulled it out.
But again, it was the blitz, wasn't it?
Yep. 57 seconds. 38-33.
After review, the play stands as ruled. It was a catch and down by contact. Second down.
Texas trailed in this ball game 38-26 with 6 minutes and 42 seconds remaining. And now they are getting close to having a big time chance to win it. Second down and 1. There's been no mistakes on the snap tonight. Working out of the spread. That means Sinline has done a good job.
They're going to put more time on the clock because of that play was originally
104. And they get 7 seconds back. Young going to run with it. Oh, he stepped right through a tackle. My gosh, he just stepped right through the hands of Colin Ashton.
Yeah, he's not picky. He's going to go after any of them. Linebackers, defensive linemen, run over defensive backs, and how about getting out of bounds after picking up the first down?
First down will put the ball, put the markers on the 30-yard line of Southern California. And 53 seconds remaining.
Saves both those last 2 timeouts.
Trojans have got to make a defensive play or they're going to lose. Thrown short underneath. There's a man just wide open, Brian Carter. And they're inside the 20 at the 14.
Well, that time Carroll decided to just come with the 3-man rush. No pressure on Young, crossing route against the zone. And again, the clock stops with the receiver going out of bounds. Boy, you've really got a lot of opportunities, a lot of options here, Keith. Remember David Thomas having a huge night. Lima Swede big on the jump ball on the outside.
They've got a first down at the 14-yard line. Incomplete. They went jump ball in the corner. Lima Swede against Kevin Thomas. Thomas is 6'1", and Swede stands in at 6'5", and he's a jumper.
Just remarkable to me to see these freshmen playing so well. That's what Kevin Thomas is. Pretty good throw, gives his receiver a chance, but Thomas beat Swede to the ball.
39 seconds. Gonna run it. Gets inside the 10 to the 9, and the clock keeps going. 30 seconds. They've called timeout.
Well, they got to get in the touchdown because of a couple of missed kicks by David Pino. He missed a PAT after the touchdown in the first half. Then in the fourth quarter, the start of the fourth quarter, the first play, he misses wide right. That was when SC had a 24-23 lead. Remember, Dusty Magnum last year won this game against Michigan 38-37 when he hit a field goal with time running out.
The timeout belonged to Texas. Each team now with 1 remaining. All-time win streaks, of course. Oklahoma 47, Washington at 39, Yale twice 37, Toledo 35, and Southern California 34 with Miami and Penn State. Oh, that's 10, I guess, way back when.
But nobody wanted to play Yale back then.
No, Bud Heffelfinger in that bunch. They beat you up. Ball is on the 9, where it is 3rd down and 5. They can get a first down if they can get to the 4. But they've only got 30 seconds left. It's up to the Trojan defense now to preserve the streak. Incomplete. That was a good defensive play on Lima Swede.
Again, it was a true freshman, Kevin Thomas, who flashed in front of Swede. May have knocked that ball away, but he certainly distracted him enough that he couldn't haul it in.
4th and 5. I kind of feel like Joe. I'm too old for this. 4th and 5, the national championship on the line right here. He's going for the corner. He's got it. Vince Young scores.
As we said, Keith, you can have the perfect defense called. You can force him out of the pocket, but you're not going to beat him. Invincible.
Well, like Yogi said, it ain't over till it's over, but it certainly looks like the Texas Longhorns are going to walk out of here, and they're walking out on the words of Vince Young, who said they were going to prove they were the best team in the country in this game. And right now, they're standing on it.
And this is a huge 2-point conversion to push the lead to 3.
And they'll spend the last time out. That's it.
That's the Trojans calling timeout.
It's the Trojans calling. All right.
And that is their last timeout. My goodness. How about this play? Trying to get a receiver open in the end zone. Gets pressure, feels it, sees the corner of the end zone. And how about another walk-in touchdown for Vince Young?
Nobody around him when he went in. So USC up against, they're down by a point. You've got 19 seconds to play. They have no times out remaining. If they convert the 2 points, then it means a 3-point lead.
And Mack is going to tie Vince Young to the goalpost in Austin, so he can't leave this team next year. and go on to that other league. How about 7 touchdowns rushing for Vince Young in 2 games here in Pasadena? He might want to look for some real estate around here. He owns this field.
Well, he'll probably have enough to buy it.
At some point he will in his future. My goodness.
Runs it and made it. So it's been the Vince Young show when it came to crunch time as Texas goes to a 41-38 lead with only 19 seconds to play. Clock didn't move on that play.
That extra point is probably not going to. Thank goodness for SC. Matt's daddy in the crowd, knowing it's a tall order. To give the Texas offensive line some credit too. Vince Young's thrown 40 passes tonight, 0 sacks. He's rushed for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. What else can you say?
Congratulations. That'll do.
Odds-on favorite to win the MVP of this game for the 2nd time. 2 years in a row, Vince Young putting on an unbelievable show.
These 2 teams coached by 2 men who have brought a whole new perspective and methodology to the business of coaching, I think. Now Reggie Bush will drop back, and let's see if they'll kick to it. I don't believe I would.
No, I'd put it on the ground.
Put it on the ground.
Make it difficult to pick up.
Pitch it down there in that open space. Got it.
Well, a lateral back to Reggie.
No chance. 16 seconds. Clock stops when you move the chain in the college game.
Yeah, but you're going to see the mother of all prevent defenses right here. They'll rush 4 guys, and then the other 7 will be spread out deep.
Here we go. They're coming hard. Leinart shoves it ahead to Bush. Got a block. Goes down and out of bounds, stopping the clock at 8 seconds to play in a ball game.
What that did is that gives Leinart a lot of opportunities here. The problem for SC, Mario Danello does not have a real big leg, but Troy Van Blarcom does. He made a 43-yarder earlier in the game, did Danello, and he's getting loose on the sidelines right now.
The ball is resting at the Texas 43. They have no timeouts to work with. 8 seconds is not very much. Leinart runs away from the pressure. Now he's got to throw it, and throws it high and out of bounds, and the game is over. Texas has defeated Southern California 41-38 to win the national championship of college football. This is win number 800 for the University of Texas Longhorns.